Sunday Scaries, headlined by Cooper Kupp again. Every time we think it's going to be a bounce-back week for Cooper Kupp, it doesn't happen. Look at the last 3 weeks, guys. 3 targets for the Cardinals, catches 1 of them. 3 targets against the Jets, 3 for 24. 3 targets against the 49ers, goose egg. Cooper Kupp has not reached 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games, Jay.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I needed Mr. Kupp to deliver against the Niners in the fantasy playoffs, and 0 points, 0 everything didn't help there. I think the thing is, it hasn't gotten a lot of attention because they've won the past 3 games. Stafford has not been good these past 3 games, like not good at all. He's been, I think, actively bad, and outside of Puka Nacua just bowling out, they haven't really gotten that much going on offense. And it's weird though, because 4 games ago, Stafford basically played Josh Allen's best game of the season to a draw and was magnificent and put up 44 points on the Bills. And Kupp was awesome in that game. Right. He had the highlight touchdown contested in the end zone. So it's just weird that Kupp, the past 3 games, like he just doesn't look explosive. He doesn't look he just doesn't look like himself. And Stafford as well. It's not that Stafford looks not like him. He's just missing throws, and it's just like he's not playing that well. So, do you think there's anything happening there? Has any league figured anything out?
I thought the Niners game, he never, from the first drive, you were like jump scaring at some of the almost interceptions, and maybe it was weather related. Then the Jets game, it might have been a little bit of wind and cold. He wasn't hitting any throws, it felt like in that game. So you just wonder, is this time of year for Stafford, when I know they just played an indoor game, but is that playing to the larger sample size? And then, Lawrence, I think the point to Kupp is this is a guy that his body breaks down sometimes in the summer. You have to wonder at this point of the season, is there something we just don't know here?
I think, I don't know what we don't know, but I think what we do know is that it's that 1A, 1B stuff between him and Puka Nacua is over. We're talking about where Tyreek Hill is going to go in fantasy drafts next year. What about Cooper Kupp? If he's lucky, not if he's lucky, but if I don't think he cares when he gets drafted. I don't think he sits and wears
Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp. Triple Crown winner.
In the fantasy playoffs, he has a 12% target share. When you watch these games, these recent games for the Rams, they're throwing screens and getting the ball to Puka on purpose at the line of scrimmage, saying they got Cooper Kupp out there lead blocking for Puka. I think that version of Cooper Kupp might be over. Like, you got to start thinking like, accept who you are, like you Adam Thielen or something. And then maybe you start when people kind of lay off you a little bit, maybe you start having some games, but it's Puka, nobody else.
Yeah.
De'Von Achane, next up on our list, 10 carries, 25 yards. The disappointing part, Jay, he's been so good in the pass game this year, and it's just a drop-off with Huntley. He gets 2 targets, 13 yards, just not much. If you, once again, like kind of rode him to championship weekend, you were left disappointed.
Feels like Tua Tagovailoa is the only man who can drive this car for whatever reason. Huntley, whenever Huntley's been in there, the offense has been deplorable. Great to have that game side by side in the 4 p.m. slot and be able to watch every second of that magnificent spectacle. But like they're able to grind out the win. But De'Von Achane, just in that offense, they just really require Tua.
Breece Hall here, Lawrence, 10 carries, 45 yards, 1 catch for 8 yards. What's maddening about this one is the catch was on their first offensive play of the game, and most of the rushing yards were in the first half where he looked really good. When the Jets start getting blown out, Breece Hall just completely falls out of the game plan, and that happens too often.
I just chalk all this up to being Jets. He's got 1 game of 15 fantasy points since week 8. This is a guy that was drafted in the top 3 to 5, and he's got 1 15-point fantasy game since week 8. Very disappointing season for the Jets and Breece Hall.
Our last one here, Jay, Rhamondre Stevenson rushed 2 times for 1 yard. He's not going to start.
Why are you laughing, man? You laughing at them stats?
It's not a great stat line. Under 10 points in 3 of his past 5 games. Not a great game for Rhamondre.
He's fumbled like 7 times this year.
1 rush yard, 1 target. The other thing, too, is that 3rd straight game with a sub 5% target share, just not getting used in the passing game. The team was just a debacle.
He doesn't play.
Yeah.
So,
mess.
Ugly situation in New England. We'll see how that shakes out for Gerard Mayo. Thanks to the Eagles, it's officially an Applebee's Pick 6 Monday this football season. A Pick 6 during any NFL Sunday game unlocks 6 free boneless wings the next day on Monday at Applebee's for both dine-in and to go. Head to your local Applebee's today and be sure to say your friends, that's Jay, Lawrence, and Connor at the happy hour, sent you.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.